Hi, my name is Carter Potts, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing Hinduism, Buddhism, Jewish, Muslim, religious aspect, geography, for example, Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Muslim, religious aspect, and Bebas subtraction. Hinduism also accepts numerous divine beings, with many Hindus considering the deities to be aspects or manifestations of a single, impersonal, absolute, and ultimate reality of Supreme God. Also, Hindus, according to research, maintain that a specific deity represents the Supreme, and various deities are lower manifestations of this Supreme. Other notable characteristics include a belief in the existence of Atman, so reincarnation of one's Atman and karma, as well as a belief in Dharma, duties, rights, law, conduct, virtues, and right way of living. Although variation exists with some not following these beliefs. June McDaniel, 2007, classifies Hinduism into 6 major kinds and numerous minor kinds in order to understand the expression of emotions of the Hindus. The major kinds, according to McDaniel, are folk Hinduism based on local traditions and cults of local deities, and is the oldest non-literate system. Vedic Hinduism, based on the earliest layers of the Vedas, traceable to the 2nd millennium BC. Vedantic Hinduism, based on the philosophy of the Upanishads, including Advaita Vedanta, emphasizing knowledge and wisdom. Yogic Hinduism, following the text of Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, emphasizing introspective awareness. Dharmic Hinduism, or daily morality, which McDaniel states is a stereotype in some books as the early form of Hindu religion, with a belief in karma, cows, and caste, and bhakti or devotional Hinduism, where intense emotions are elaborately incorporated in the pursuit of the spiritual. Buddhism has subsequently played a major role in Asian culture and spirituality, eventually spreading to the West in the 20th century. Jewish religious doctrine encompasses a wide body of texts, practices, theological positions, and forms of organization. Among Judaism's core texts is the Torah, the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, which we call the Old Testament, and a collection of ancient Hebrew scriptures. Muslims believe that Islam is the complete and universal version of a primordial faith that was revealed many times through early prophets and messengers, including Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. We will also be reacting to Bebas's foremost practical Bhagavad Gita lessons, scientifically proven video. Now let's do the reaction. I'll tell you my reports for the reaction video. Now we're reacting to this video via biceps 4. Let's go into the reaction.
Imagine you're standing on a battlefield, biggest war of your life. You have a chariot here by yourself, who's widely believed to be an avatar of God himself. In front of you stands the largest army it has ever witnessed, and the fate of everything you believe hangs in the balance. But at that moment, you hesitate. This was the moment that began the telling of the Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita, yeah, that's the
audio
one.
forms and interesting.
I reckon should follow that religion for all the Hindus
That
out there.
solves
Follow that
almost
religion.
every
Oh,
problem
good.
we categorize today as modern suffering. As you're watching this video, depression, loneliness, and existential emptiness are at epidemic levels across every culture, every country. About 7,000 years ago, this ancient conversation solved so many of the same mental struggles that destroy our modern lives. By the end of today's video, you're going to gain some of the clarity that Arjun gained on that battlefield called Kurukshetra. This is a modern day retelling of some of the lessons from the Bhagavad Gita.
It's true. I really admire the biceps, Ravi Bhatia. I really admire his telling of all this, and I do a collaboration with him one day and many other things as well. I hate these ads.
There are enough stresses in life to lose your hair over. Good thing Ashley and Martin have a hair growth guarantee. Speak to the doctors at Ashley and Martin. Yeah.
If you are pizza with cheese.
Chapter 1. Anxiety.
असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येन च विधीयते. Lord Krishna says that it is indeed very difficult to control the mind, but through practice and detachment, it can be brought under control.
This is where it all began. Arjun stares across the battlefield. His chest tightens, his hands start shaking uncontrollably. Arjun looked at Krishna and said, "Oh Krishna, seeing my relatives and friends gathered on both sides, my
Very true. I'll have to read the Bhagavad Gita though in full detail.
limbs are giving way and my mouth is drying up. My bow, the Gandhi, is slipping from my hand. My skin is burning all over. I'm unable to stand steady and my mind is reeling. This might be you, when your brain won't quieten. Before a job interview or before a big presentation, before asking someone out, before being on stage for the first time. But here's what's actually happening. Your anxiety has not much to do with reality. Maybe your anxiety is your uncontrolled mind hijacking the present. And maybe it's dragging you into imaginary futures. The Harvard Medical School recently found that 8 weeks of meditation practice can physically change your brain structure. They found increased grey matter in the hippocampus, the learning and memory center, and decreased grey matter in the amygdala, your brain's fear center. Here's some actionable steps that you can take in order to help calm your anxiety over time. All of it is backed by neuroscience. Firstly, mind training. 10 minutes of daily breath-based meditation. Train your attention to return when it wanders into anxiety-inducing stories. When anxiety hits, focus intensely on one body part, like your feet touching the ground. This may pull you out of a mental spiral and place you in the present.
Oh, you can challenge this.
Next, progressive scan. Start from your toes. And slowly move your attention up your body, noticing each part. This practice can interrupt your anxiety loop by redirecting your focus. When you finally quieten the noise in your head, you'll face reality. Reality contains one constant truth: change. Chapter 2. The Fear of Change.
Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Krishna says that we have the right to perform our duty, but we are not entitled to the fruits of
Forget to
our
comment,
action.
like, share, subscribe,
Arjun stares at the battlefield. It's paralyzed, it's overwhelmed. Not either fighting itself, but by what will come after the fight. How do I live with the choices I'm about?
Buddhist course,
What kind of person?
Jewish course, and Muslim course.
Maybe better if they would kill me unarmed, without me resisting, on this very battlefield that I'm supposed to fight on.
You know, all the videos after that.
This is you,
All the videos after that.
standing at the crossroads of a major life transition. This is you when your relationship ends, when you lose your job, when you have to move cities. And life forces you into a transition that you weren't ready for. But here's what's really happening. We cling to the outcomes that we thought that we were controlling in the first place. So when change hits, it strips away the illusion that you ever controlled those same outcomes. And that terrifies you. Krishna told Arjuna that his job was simply related to the effort he put in. It was the universe's job to deliver the results that Arjuna wanted. Only the effort was in Arjuna's hands. Here's what neuroscience suggests. When you focus on controlling outcomes during change, your amygdala floods your system with cortisol, increasing your overall stress. When you focus on controlling your process, when you stay in the moment, your cortisol levels drop significantly. You enter a flow state with your tasks. Research shows that people who focus on process during transitions adapt 40% faster than those obsessing over outcomes. And here's how you can work with change. Firstly, try changing your action plan. Draw up 2 columns. What I can control and what I can't control. Your energy, ideally, should only be spent on that first column. If you're trying to find a new job, you only control your job search process and applying to that job. You can't control whether you get hired or not. You control how you show up in relationships, not the expectations that you have of your partner. Next, process goals. Set goals around effort, not your results. Instead of get the job, try something like apply to 5 companies this week. Next, daily adaptation practice. Small changes build change resilience. So try new things, a different route to work every day, a new coffee shop, new experiences, a different chair. Train your nervous system to accept change as a natural part of life. Change will happen whether you resist it or whether you flow with it. Your power lies in choosing how you respond to the changes that life throws at you. But that power can sometimes feel a little bit tricky. And this is when many people end up facing one of the biggest epidemics of modern times. Chapter 3. Loneliness.
लभन्ते ब्रह्म निर्वाणं ऋषयः क्षीण कल्मषः छिन्न द्वैधा यतात्मानः सर्वभूत हिते रता. Those who are beyond the duality that arise due to doubts, those who are free from sin, those who are always busy in the welfare work for others, and those whose mind is always engaged within, are the ones who achieve liberation in the Supreme.
Arjuna sits in his chariot surrounded by thousands of soldiers, and he's never felt more alone. The weight of discipline.
We can all feel loneliness. This is why I subscribe to Hinduism mostly, and all the other religions.
Making
Teaches
crushes
us
him. His brothers depend on him, but he feels completely isolated in his
I like all religions and religious cover. I appreciate it.
He's drowning in his own thoughts, trapped in endless loops of worry and self-doubt. The burden feels too heavy to carry alone. Sounds familiar? 2 a.m. scrolling through everyone else's highlight reels while you're stuck in your own head. Your problems feel massive, Your struggles feel like something no one could possibly understand. Loneliness hits hardest when you're spiraling about your career, your future, your mistakes. The more you focus inward, the more isolated you feel. The world starts to feel very small. When you're completely absorbed in your problems, you disconnect from everyone around you. Your world shrinks to the size of your worries, and every conversation becomes about what you need, what you're struggling with, everything that's going wrong in your life. Here's what Krishna told Arjuna: be engaged in the welfare of all beings. Start focusing on the well-being of others. There's joy in giving. There's a feeling of community. You remember that you're a part of something bigger than your own struggles. And more importantly, you're not alone. There are people that share your pain, people who understand it, people who can support you. Research shows us that helping others releases oxytocin in your bloodstream and creates stronger social bonds as compared to any other activity. Volunteering reduces the odds of depression by 43%. People who serve others report that it's worth approximately $1,100 a year in terms of their happiness. Here's what you can do. Firstly, a daily service practice. One small act each day. Focus on someone else's well-being. Text an old friend. Ask them how they are. Buy coffee for the person behind.
Very true. You do that.
Give a genuine compliment to a random stranger. When you shift energy from
Like me and my friend that I know for a long time, like the advice that's surrounding you.
taking to giving, connection happens naturally. There's also a reason that we started Takat. Small effort to spread healing throughout India and hopefully eventually the world. Join us with our mission at Takat. But for now, let's carry on with the video. Next, weekly contributions. Commit to one weekly activity that serves others as well-being. Volunteer at an organization, mentor someone, support a cause that you care about. Live for others, and you learn to live alone as well. The cure for loneliness is building your own community. Build an ecosystem of service where people feel included and nurtured. Be a source of light to the world and let it reflect back on your darkness. Chapter 4. The Existential Void.
Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunah Paradharmat Swanutishthita. It is better to engage in one's own duty, even though faultily, than to perform somebody else's duty perfectly.
You want to play a certain role in this world. That's called your swadharma. Arjun looks at everything that he's supposed to want. Arjun proclaims, I desire neither victory, nor kingdom, nor pleasure. Of what avail is to bring into us Krishna? What is life itself? He's achieved everything society told him to achieve. He's the greatest archer alive. He has wealth, status, respect. Standing there, he feels empty. This happens to so many of us. You get the promotion that everyone said you should want, but you feel nothing. You buy the car, the house, the lifestyle that's supposed to make you happy. But the emptiness remains. The void isn't because life is meaningless. The void is being felt because you're living someone else's meaning.
We all struggle with that, we all do that.
Krishna gave Arjuna the solution. It's better to fail at being yourself than to
That's true, bro.
succeed at being someone else. The self-determination theory validates this completely. People motivated by their own internal values report 3 times higher life satisfaction than those chasing external rewards. You're doing authentic.
Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and
Your brain
share,
lights up
and talk about
differently
the
when
risk
you're
of my channel,
performing for others.
Anyway,
Here's how the
subscribe to my
brain
channel
will
and
to yourself.
later bees and the
An
advices.
energy audit. For 2
Thank you
weeks,
for watching.
track the activities that give you energy versus those that drain your energy. The energy givers
Jewelry
point
wish
towards
was
your
the
authentic
perfect
self.
picture,
The
brief
energy
breakdown of
givers reveal
Hinduism
their betraying yourself.
Buddhism,
Pay attention to when you feel the most
Judaism,
alive
Muslim,
and
Buddhism,
when
be
you
biased
feel
reaction.
the most dead
Always
on the
practical.
inside. Next, a values hierarchy.
Always practical, popular.
List your
Always
top 5
practical.
core values, not what you
Always-
inherited from your
always
family or
practical.
absorbed from your culture, but
Bhagavad
what genuinely
Gita,
matters to you.
lessons found to be
Create your
true.
current life alignment with each value on a scale
Exactly.
of 1 to 10. The gaps for you, where you're living life according to someone else's priorities.
Alright.
Next,
I'll see you in the
micro
next,
strategy.
see you next video. And
One small change
catch you out.
towards authentic
I'll add this
self-expression.
to my Facebook and to my
Say
YouTube.
no to one
I'll tell you
commitment that
stuff in the
doesn't
comments.
align with your values. Try one thing that you've always been curious about. Take one step towards what you actually
I
want
told you my Patreon.
and not what you think you should want according to society.
What was it not?
Stop trying to be successful at someone else's game. Start playing your own game. Your anxiety, your fear of change, your loneliness, your need for validation, your existential emptiness. They're all symptoms of the same war. The war between who you really are and who you think you should be. Most people try to fix these problems separately. They want techniques for anxiety,
True.
strategies for change,
I do too.
methods for connection, tips for confidence, formulas for purpose. But Krishna spoke about the deeper pattern. All of those struggles come from the same source. Losing connection with your authentic self and trying to find happiness in things outside of your control. Be grounded in who you are. Act from that place. Let go of needing specific outcomes. Pick one principle. Just one. Apply it for 30 days. Track what changes.
This is my reaction to it. I think it's a
Your
good video.
future
And I
self
think it's
will
like.
thank you for watching this video.
Thank you for watching this video too.
And remember,
Subscribe
you
to it.
already have
This
everything
is
that
very
you
practical and very
Okay.
interesting. Like a lot of like Gita, you have to learn
You
all
just need to
that.
stop
It's
looking
good
for
philosophy. I follow
wrong
it. I
directions.
subscribe to it. I follow it one day.
Go
And
with
then I'll follow it. Come on.
Apply these
I do it
tiny
to the
changes
video one day maybe. I
to
might
be
do
open
Christianity or the topics like
to
that.
receiving
Yeah.
knowledge.
What are you over? Anyway, I'll let you go now. See you in a bit. Peace out. It's Christ Power Ministries.